Welcome back to Aether Eternius, Dark Side of the Foundry. Last time, the group did basically, they stared down the damn dragon itself. They escaped, thankfully, and were able to pretty much avoid it until they made it down to the second floor. After going through some traps and some scares, Frias had a very terrifying revelation as they read the notes left behind by their friend that they're not alone here and there's something else also lurking in the darkness. After a bit of, shenanigans is the best way I could put it, because one by one they stepped into the second floor and realized that they basically were transported somewhere else. They began to navigate a incredibly dark and hard to see maze where they were hounded by strange stone monoliths if they dared to split the group. For the most part, the atmosphere is incredibly dark, foreboding, and cold. We left off after the group had come across a very bizarre sort of creature in the depths that looked just like a crystalline floating hand, and it had attempted to grab one of their party members before it returned back to its almost passive status. And let me get you the music rolling.
No rabbit ran into someone's hindquarters. That didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. You were also joined by an odd entity from Various's ring named Pride, and he doesn't know a whole lot more about this place than you do, for the most part, but he is willing to lend you his aid if needed.
So long as he goes back in the ring when we're done.
I think Tibbs is a little envious.
I don't have any. No. Just stating what should happen.
Anyway, you basically were almost grabbed by this thing, Tiberius, and you're able to just barely avoid its grasp before it returned back to the center of the room.
Good. Yeah, it was an unfortunate bump incident.
Mm-hmm.
Also, with a note, remember you guys can mark on the map?
Yes, you can. It's actually a very, very good habit you should get into.
Already doing it.
Mm-hmm. But you do have a room open here, and you have a couple pathways open to you. If you remember correctly, if you have more than a couple spaces between one another, those strange obelisks appeared, so be careful.
I think Rose already checked this room.
Mm-hmm. It was just a sarcophagus that was sitting there. It wasn't opened. In fact, most of the ones you've seen so far have not been opened. One that was open, that was slightly open or ajar, yes.
I thought they were coffins, not jars.
Anyway, where do you plan to go now? You have a couple of routes open to you still. Mm-hmm. Tips is typing. Oh, that's right. Frias currently has Tiberius by the ear.
Where is Frias?
Tiberius is currently on top of their... It's a kind of overlapped.
Alrighty.
Yeah, okay. Not there. I was just moving to make sure, so... Let's move an eye right there, so I can actually see you. Mm-hmm. Okay. And much like the rest of the place, it is incredibly difficult to see. It's almost as if the darkness barely will move on ahead of you, and every time you sort of look back, you can kind of see the others getting swallowed by it. So if you say look back at night, you can definitely barely see Frias at the very least. It's kind of the same for all of you, is that you sort of have this very limited range of sight. Mhm. And you see it kind of just leads into a dead end. Mhm. Okay. And you see this actually leads to yet another dead end. Pride's just kind of standing in this hallway, kind of observing all of you move past. She's going to move right about here.
Yep, not drawing fast enough. Hold on. I guess I'm leading then.
Well, be careful how far you go.
Much better traveling companion than having that thing behind me.
Now, if you want to do something, make sure you speak up.
Delia, what are you doing?
Delia was gonna reach out
Okay.
and probably try to pry open the sarcophagus with its claws.
Okay, can you go ahead and give me a strength check?
Yes.
It opens easy enough. There is a little bit of a force behind it, kind of like it's something that's kind of been sealed there for a while. And Belial kind of digs his claws in. He starts to kind of groan as you can hear the stone kind of grinding against each other as he kind of just barely is able to slide it open. And he starts to hear whispering coming from it. It's very faint, but for a few moments, he can probably see what seems to be something or someone inside of it. But as he kind of double checks to look back in, it seems to be empty, and instead there seems to be an envelope sitting on the bottom of the sarcophagus. So for a few seconds there was a figure in there, but then it was gone. Now there's just an envelope sitting on the bottom. It smells of kind of fresh grave dirt in a way. But you can actually hear the whispering and groaning a little bit louder. It's not in a language you understand, however. Almost as if unhinging the coffin itself unleashed just this maddening cacophony of whispers.
Oh, yay!
And doesn't seem to be stopping, by the way. It just keeps going. Nice, like, nope. Mm-mm. Pride kind of looks back at you very, it's like, it seems your familiar has found something. She'll kind of step aside for you. And you hear the same thing Belio is hearing. You just hear manic whispers in a language you don't know. But they don't seem to be doing anything other than just something sensory. But you do see the envelope on the bottom of the semi-empty sarcophagus. But you can only see the part that's been cracked open.
So,
Okay. So let me add a marker that you have a torch. With the poisonous one, yes you are. So what do you do?
So Various is gonna poke the envelope.
Okay. As you reach into the sarcophagus to kind of poke the envelope, do you actually touch it?
I guess?
For a few brief moments, you feel a wave of chill come over you as you see a skeletal hand reach up to grab your wrist.
Oh, okay. So
Oh, is that
so I guess goodbye hand.
Do you take your hand back or what?
Probably.
Okay,
Probably
you
gonna
kind of
jump back.
okay. As you jump back and kind of recoil your hand a bit and probably let out a little bit of a scream, you kind of look at your hand and your wrist. It's still there. It feels cold, but the skeletal hand is gone.
It's nothing. There's just got curious about something.
Pride kind of looks at you, Rose. It's like, curiosity killed the cat. But that's only part of the rhyme, if you remember.
Bella's gonna look back, snort, and try to grab the envelope.
He then kind of pats you on the back, Rose. It's like, satisfaction brought it back, is what it is. But does Belua take the envelope at all? Or is he just going to leave it there?
Yes.
Okay, so he kind of reaches in, and it does kind of the same thing to him, but he's a bit more resolved, I would say, than you. So he kind of pulls the envelope back in and kind of just looks down, and there's nothing now there. The whispers are emanating from the sarcophagus itself, but the moment he kind of takes the envelope out, they start to quiet down. So, and after what seems to be a couple minutes of him holding the envelope, the whispers completely go quiet.
It's nothing. It's nothing. Bella was sort of just ponderously walking after them and sniffing at the envelope that it's picked up. And
Mm-hmm.
we're. Oh, sorry. You go first.
Okay, while Billy was also sniffing the thing, he can kind of feel that there is a shape inside of it, a hard metal shape inside of it.
Bella was not the smart. I think you need to.
Mm-hmm.
I think Az can't go forward.
Yeah, it's dark.
Yeah, sorry.
The night is dark and full of terrors.
Okay. Indeed, the hall continues winding on.
She's at least going to wait until she sees one more torch before continuing.
Mm-hmm. Because there's a bit of a gap there. There's 9. And of course, Pride's going to continue bringing up the rear. He'll be behind Belioa for the most part. One thing you all notice is that the walls don't seem to change. There's no defining marks in them. They all seem the same.
It's exactly like the council's freaking tests.
So that one has lava in it.
And bats. Remember the bats?
Oh yes.
How loud are you being right now?
About that loud.
Okay. Frias, as you get to that point, where are you looking?
Down the hall.
Which way down the hall?
Just the only way down the hall.
Okay. I'm going to do something real quick. Because as you look forward, you see a little bit further here. There is a bit of a green glow in this hall, but this is something only Frias can see. For a moment, there seems to be something blocking this area right here. And for a brief moment, you see something there.
Which area? Oh.
Oh,
You see something literally staring at you from the shadows, but you don't feel fear in the moment. It's watching you, though.
That's really big.
It seems to be encompassing all 3 hallways.
Can I
But what do you plan to do?
for now, can I just look at the ground, like, literally right in front of me, see if it...
You can. After what feels like a minute or so, you feel as if the presence vanishes and the hallways open up. And as you look up, you see it's gone.
It's been a minute. What are you doing?
Well, we were kind of trapped. Can someone send a message back to Pride? Ask him, does he feel like we're any closer?
I will relay the message to Nye. It's time for telephone. Nye, you check with that other one whether or not he feels as if we're closer.
Hey, Rose, are we closer?
God damn it.
So just walk back to Rose. It's like, are we closer? I love that.
We go to Belia, and Belia's just like...
Darius looks back at Bella and
Pride is like right behind Belua too. So it's like, what's all the ruckus about?
for some reason, are we close?
Further to the south, I believe, yes. Whatever it is down here is getting closer. But for a moment, I could have swore it was even closer. It's gone now. I'm not sure what it is.
Ah. Okay, Rose? To the south, but it seemed like it was closer for a moment.
Go south.
He says to continue south. Apparently that's the proper way.
Okay, then, that sounds good.
Why did you stop? You just kind of started staying at the ground. Was it one of those black things?
As you get to this little fork in the hallway, you notice that there is a bit of a green glow that seems to be emanating from all 3 areas. It's very, very faint, but it seems to increase your line of vision. Just barely, though. Poor Nye.
I'll look down at least these 2 halls first, if I can see any farther than you're showing.
Nope, that's as far as you can see.
Alright, then taking a, well, once we conga line a little.
Just not be on a killing people. Just be on a killing people, not facing a terrible, stupid fake castle. Terrible, stupid fake castle that turned into a weird catacomb.
Are you in public relations?
I mean, that's Yeah, that's not wrong.
Yes. Oh, no, I don't want to edit my token. Stop that.
So you're at a reveal. Okay. There we go. Okay. And just like before, everything's very clean, very eerily silent. You don't hear anything. You don't see anything. You don't feel anything, at least at the moment. Okay, there we go.
This is the slowest, most tense conga line I've ever been a part of.
Ah!
You see this branches into 2 other areas. However, Freeze, can you roll me your perception, please?
Oh, yay!
Ooh.
Oh!
There is actually a stronger green glow coming from this side, in this hallway, and it seems to be getting darker over here. So you notice that this pathway is a little bit more illuminated. So let me... There we go.
Oh, God, this is so hard to draw with. And taking Pride's word, still going south.
Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna move a few things. Those there. Okay. I'm not telling you what I moved, but I'm sure you'll be able to see it.
Oh, yay!
It is getting a little easier to see as you go down.
So
Not
was
sure
that in
how that's how
character?
it works.
Was that in character?
Hmm?
Was that in character, Rose? Okay, because it was in character. Tiberius has been told to watch a very specific part of Freyas right now.
So, Rose, I need you to make a dex save for me real quick.
Way to be made of fire, Rose.
That's not good.
Ooh. Okay, Rose, you're starting to go along into the hallway, and you're not really paying too much attention. You're kind of just following everyone around. And you don't notice as something comes from this side of the hallway. Hold on. From this hallway. And grabs you. You have...
Oh.
And Various and I can kind of turn around and see this, but one of those large green hands just came out and is literally grabbing you and is starting to drag you down that hall.
Various is going to shout in alarm.
Okay. This thing is huge. It's grabbing all of you. You can try. I'd like you to make a strength save.
Should we do initiative or
No, we don't need initiative. This is more reactions. So if you have a reaction that you would like to use, do so. Okay, you are able to reach for your weapon. You're kind of able to... It's large enough to kind of move around a little bit in, and you're able to grab your weapon. Okay, go ahead and roll to hit. Various, Nye, would you like to do anything while he's doing this?
is Belwa able to reach?
He can move through your space if you're willing, so he can actually get in range.
Yes.
Yes, he could do that.
So we'll
I
swap
stab it with
places.
Fedor's rapier.
Okay, go ahead and 10. What's this thing's AC? Where is it? All right, 10 hits. Yeah, you're able to dig your mace right into one of the fingers that's kind of over your shoulder to try to break free. Yes. Freeze, you can hear this.
Oh, I thought I was just out of range.
No, you can hear the screaming. Alright, you chip off what seems to be a big chunk of crystal, but it doesn't seem to be letting go of you. As it's actually trying to now drag you, so I need you to make a strength save.
Nye did say that she's trying to stab it with her rapier.
You need to roll to hit, please.
You're the one I
And
told.
and I was after Nye does, Bella was gonna take a swing.
Alright, so go ahead and roll your hits.
Gonna wait for Naira since they spoke up first.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on. Wait for them to do their attacks.
One second. Nye was saying something very specific that I don't think was translated properly by Discord.
What is it?
I used the Feylord rapier that I actually got from the Feylord body armor we found.
Have you
Not
attuned
my
to
sword,
it?
the special sword.
Have you attuned to it? Have you taken an hour to attune to it? It's a magic item still.
I don't think we've had an hour yet.
Then you can use basic rapier stats to attack with it then. But until you attune to it, it doesn't give its properties, I'm afraid. That will hit. That is a crit, so make sure you double that damage.
Well, with the
So go
rapier,
ahead
it's
and roll
1d8.
damage. So go ahead and roll damage, and we'll double it.
She rolled her short sword, but it is a rapier with the same stats, so
That's fine.
just roll 1d8.
Yeah, just roll 1d8 and we'll double the damage.
And remember that your talent allows you to reroll the damage every combat round.
So you can re-roll that if you choose.
So why not?
You might be higher. I'll take the
Or
3.
not.
So you actually jab. It's kind of like an instant reaction because you're used to things like the sneak attacking, like several of the people that you know in the mob, and you just swirl around and you just jab this crystalline thing right in the side of it, and it leaves this huge crack in it as you see this energy starting to leak out of it, and it does loosen the grip on Rose. So. This thing is quite brittle from the looks of it. So
Should Bella strike out, or would
go
that
for it
hit?
if you want to.
Okay.
If you want to, go for it. It's still grabbing Rose. That will hit. Wow, you guys are getting really good rolls. And Belua, as you kind of bring your claws down, the integrity of this crystalline hand seems to have waned. Not only just from Rose kind of hitting it from the inside, but that incredible jab that Nye did, and this thing breaks apart and clatters to the floor, releasing Rose.
Bella snorts, and still in their other paw, they've got that envelope gripped.
And as the shards kind of fall to the ground, they kind of break apart into little tiny pieces before just kind of melting. So there's now these puddles of green ooze that are kind of sitting on the ground. Nope. You're unarmed. You're unharmed. It was almost like it was just trying to drag you away. It wasn't trying to hurt you. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, technically you have a middle finger if you think about it.
Naira.
But yeah, it seems like whatever it tried to do tried to essentially just grab a hold of you. But yeah. Oops, I didn't want to put that into token there. But Frias, you can kind of lean around. You can kind of see this puddling crystalline stuff on the floor, and Rose looking incredibly perturbed.
All right, where were we?
Bumps the back of Rose's head with their nose.
Mm. Yeah, by the way, shoutouts to OBS for not telling me that the latest update would have turned on my mic. So
Ooh.
Turn on or off?
turn off
Thanks,
the
OBS.
yeah, turn off the mic. So yeah, if that was mute for like the first half hour for anyone watching, that would explain it.
Okay.
Oh,
You missed some great
Alright.
insight from Rose.
So, Freeze, as you reach that point, also you, Tibbs, can you both roll me a perception?
Can I do it at a disadvantage? Because he's kind of distracted right now looking at something.
Sure.
Okay.
What's up?
Did they tell you yet?
Perfect.
Okay, that's actually plenty. Except for to you, Tibbs, because that's a 1. Tibbs, you're too distracted. But Frias, you can hear kind of a humming sound coming from this area. But you can't make out exactly what it is. But you kind of hear a low, droning humming. This way,
Can,
you don't really hear anything.
can she just peek around the corner
Which corner do you want to peek into?
towards the humming?
Yes, you can, and you kind of just see that it opens up.
Gonna turn back to Tiberius.
Mm-hmm.
East or west?
Are you asking me, or are you asking me to ask the thing back there?
Ask your best friend back there, please.
Oh wait, you meant Various, not it. Okay, yes, good. Mai, could you pass that something back to Various? Should we go east or west?
Rose, ask Various if we go east or west.
Rose looks to Belua. Left or right?
You can actually look around the corner to see Various. You don't have to.
Oh.
You don't have to go through Belua.
All right. Yeah, but okay. We'll go around the corner too. Various then. East or west?
Various looks back to Pride. East or west?
Well, it's quite an interesting question. Suffice to say, whatever it is close, but I can't pinpoint it anymore. It's too strong.
Apparently it's close, but too close for them to be able to pinpoint it.
Rose kind of gives a pensive look and looks back over to Nye then. It's a 50-50.
You can kind of see each other now because it's a lot brighter in here. So, just so you know.
Okay, Nye's gonna take out one of her chips or poker chips.
Okay.
Flip it. West.
Okay.
Why did you flip a poker chip?
No
You
reason
guys-
west.
Okay. Gonna turn to Fred. Various says
luck.
west.
Well, since she's currently looking down, west would be technically this way. And I'm only doing that because it makes it easier to draw when it's not literally on top of my
Are you
token.
sure you want to go that way?
That's not west.
That's west if you're looking south. She's only looking in one direction.
Are you
I
sure you
should've
want
said
to go
left or
that
right.
way?
That's the way the humming is.
Are you sure you want to go that way?
The GM asked 3 times. Question this.
Unfortunately, the message she got was west, so she's going west from where she's looking.
Okay.
Various, how could you?
I did.
How could this happen to us?
Oh no!
I made my mistakes.
And as you kind of move forward, you notice that there's something kind of strung across the archway that's leading into the larger room. And you see these black and sickly green, almost vein-like structures covering the door.
Oh. So I've been playing Warframe,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a faction called the Infested, and there's been a big Infested update, and so that is really familiar looking, and ugh.
Are you saying that's a big note from you?
Freya's is just going to look at it and be like, Did Pride really say to go this way?
Are you asking me? You should ask me to ask Various, not Pride.
As you're saying this, Pride kind of does squeeze past everyone. It's like, yes.
Said to go.
I
Right over
simply
here.
said
Turn around.
I simply said the presence is strongest here. I can't pinpoint it, however.
Then why did Naira and Tiberius tell me to go? Maybe we should leave this for another way.
I can't exactly move right now, so you'll have to wait.
You can move through other people if they're willing.
No, I don't think he's willing.
Not to mention bumping into 9 might poison you.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Contrary to popular belief, Tiberius likes to live.
On the right layer. This opens up into kind of a little room, and there's a sarcophagus in here. There's a sarcophagus in here, and it is slightly ajar. So it's it's slightly opened.
Okay. Secret staircase. Let's do this.
Oh, look, something got out.
Is the coffin visible from where Rose is?
Yes. It's actually quite bright down here.
Hmm.
Like, compared to the rest of the labyrinth, this is actually quite bright.
We'll go tug and freeze his sleep then. I think we found your little objective here to speak of.
Oh,
Does anyone-
good.
And it looks like Nai's already getting to it before you, so.
No, really?
Do you look inside, Nai?
Yes.
Okay, inside you see what looks to be a set of 3 papers folded together and a cloak that's been folded underneath them.
I see 3 papers folded together.
And a cloak that's below.
3
And you see
papers
also,
folded together.
yeah, you see 3 papers folded together, kind of in a little neat stack, and then they're laying on top of what looks to be a folded cloak.
What she's saying is there's no more cloak.
3 papers.
She took the cloak.
I'm a rogue.
Papers. I what?
She's saying that she's taking the cloak.
Oh, she's taking the cloak? Okay. So go ahead and add unidentified cloak to your inventory. So Naya's
I have to apologize. She's used to playing with me, and when she says that, I'm like, yeah, so that's missing now.
So it's okay. But the other things that are in there are also 3 papers that have been kind of folded up. Kind of like one would fold a note.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick them up and be like, "Are you looking for some papers?"
Yes, please, over here. Hand them over, please.
We seriously came down this horrible death place for paper.
Important paper.
Careful of the ears and the foot.
Ah!
Alright, so Frius, I'm going to drop something in your DMs.
Here's your papers.
Just sliding
Hey,
just sliding into Freeze's DMs.
Okay, Belua, as you open up the envelope, you notice that there is a golden brooch that kind of has a flame sigil on it. It's really pretty. And it definitely smells like magic. You've received an unidentified brooch. That's what Belua has.
The big brute has a magic item.
Yep. He's the one that picked it up! I mean, it's not, he has to attune to it to use it, but yeah.
Oof.
Alright.
I'm moving.
Well, Alright, that's nice. You have your material. Can we get back to whatever the hell this is down here?
Oh, good, I'm at the back again. This is terrible.
Stop your belly aching.
I would if you weren't in here anymore. I'm sure you can appreciate that.
I don't want to be in here any more than you do. I probably want to be in here less than you do. I hate this place.
Honestly, do you think you'd want to be here less than I do? Really?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I don't like this.
Rose is gonna look around the corner back to Pride. Have you seen this thing yet?
Saying what now? And he'll kind of edge around the corner to look at what he's seeing. It's like,
That's where you're going,
I
right?
have not. What the hell is that?
Sorry, I have to roll something.
Sure.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Damn it. When Pride goes by Tiberius is actually going to use sleight of hand to see if he has anything in his pockets.
For Pride?
Yes.
Okay, let me just roll perception for Pride real quick. Because he has a character sheet.
I'm going to invoke Lucky on this. I got two.
Right before you kind of start slipping your hand in, you actually feel something grab your hand and pull it up, and he has you by the wrist. Don't.
Just ensuring that you had the encouragement you required, friend.
I require no encouragement from you.
Considering where pockets are, what sort of encouragement are you?
Without
I'm
even
not friends.
It's a custom where I'm from.
without looking up from the paperwork, she's going to say maybe a little more than a regular talking tone, but loud enough so at least maybe Naira, maybe Rose can hear.
I'm gonna say amateur.
She's going to say out kind of loudly, okay, the stone monoliths don't appear to actually follow anybody into the rooms with the coffins, so if we happen to get chased, try to remember where they are.
What are the coffins down here exactly? Change the subject. Change the subject.
Just friends that stayed a little too long. And then she
What?
goes straight back to reading.
Seriously, what? You can't just leave it like that.
So looking back down to this weird structure down here, does it appear active in any way?
It seems to almost be pulsing, like it's pushing something through it. Kind of like blood veins.
It is infested. No.
In fact, as you kind of look past it, you can see the walls are covered with the same kind of material.
No. No. So Bella was gonna tuck the brooch into its fur.
Okay.
You're not sure where it goes, but it's
Mhm.
somewhere in that shaggy fur.
Goes in the first space.
Okay. Once you have time to identify it, I'll tell you what it is, and it actually might help him quite a bit if you decide to let him keep it.
Do I remember seeing pillars between the gunk? Or was it just across the opening?
You can only see across the opening. You can't see much further in. Not unless you roll perception.
I'm unfortunately on the wrong side of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Also, save the Pengu.
She's going... Will Tiberius and Naira let Freyas push by them?
Oh, yes. Oh, but then I'm stuck with Pride.
You can be your best buddy.
She's going to squeeze by them both, go to Rose and be like, hold up, don't touch the tendrils, don't touch the tendrils.
Okay, so
So if you want to try to see past them, you'll need to roll a perception.
Just let me get ahead, okay? And she's gonna, if they let them, push by everyone there.
Alrighty.
alright.
And I gotta minimize that.
As you get a
Still
little
gotta read it.
closer, you can hear what seems to be a pulse coming from these, kind of like a heartbeat.
She's going to try looking in to see if she could see the pillars mentioned in this note.
Alright, go ahead and roll perception. You indeed do. You see these large, jetting, crystalline structures far, far on the other side of this, what seems to be a huge, massive room. And they seem to be tethered to something. You can't see the something, but it seems to be the source of the glowing that you're seeing. You can kind of start seeing How far is your dark vision?
It's either 30 or 60.
60. Okay, so right about there.
Yeah, it's 60.
Cool. So I can reveal about up to here in the room for you.
Pride is ignoring Tiberius. Smart move.
There we go.
Nova,
Yes.
Tiberius asked a question.
Can you repeat that, please?
They typed it.
Oh. Pride just kind of stares at you, Tiberius, and it's like, well, your friend wound up taking my prison from someone who was trying to sell it, and using intuition, he found a way into it. Simple enough.
Prison, you say?
Yes.
Why ever would someone of your caliber be put in prison, pray tell?
People who want to use the power of my kind for their own gain and purposes, experimentation and the like. Those who have no value in my kind as a people.
You're primordial, aren't you? You're primordial, aren't you?
Yes.
Huh.
And what were you saying, Rose?
Rose is. I'm assuming that Rose can hear this conversation.
Yes.
Rose just casually looks back and just goes, "Xenophobic assholes, that's why."
And Pride kind of just does a little pointing gesture toward Rose, like, yep.
But aren't you the xenophobes?
Freya's is going to turn around and be like, so this is more than likely what's causing everything in here, and I'm not sure if there's a way out around it, but there might be something backwards. If we go in there, I think whatever's controlling this place is going to have to be fought.
What if we stab it?
Here's the thing. This webbing is... Well, I'll just be blunt. There's a bunch of pillars and webbing in here, and if you cut the webbing, it either wounds it or weakens it. Not sure about the pillars, but the webbing will at least make it very not happy with you, but also quite possibly weaken it. So if we go this way, we are probably going to make it very angry and very noticeable of our location.
I'm pretty sure it knows we're here.
Yes, but it's not entirely hostile yet. It's just
It's trying to eat me. Of course it's hostile.
Well, if you want to be the guest, why don't you start cutting then?
Belua, the webbing kind of smells like rotten flesh.
I'm sorry, was that an honest question?
Oh no, you're going to cut it, aren't you?
Yes and no.
You start cutting it.
Oh no.
It's more than likely going to do a lot more than try to grab you.
Oh no. You misunderstand my intent. Are you seriously asking Tiberius if he will be the first one to cut?
No. No, not really.
Wait, Frias.
Yes.
What do your notes say anything exactly about what the nature of this place is? I mean, we've seen giant hands, giant obelisks, and now...
Nye, are you going to touch the thing? Are you getting into its hitbox?
Yes.
If you want... Oh no.
What do you plan to do? Because these are sticky, but they're not sticking to you. You can kind of push past them, but they are really gross.
I try to cut them with my short sword.
And they cut almost incredibly easily. In fact, as you kind of slice through these vein-like structures, they split apart and just let this ooze kind of drip down onto the floor around you as they kind of hang limp. And
Nick, let's go.
What were you saying, Frias?
Maybe calm person was a little too much for them. Basically whatever's in there is controlling everything in here, and I'm trying to speed read here.
Right, so cut all the things with tendons.
Was there any other reaction to the webbing being cut besides it oozing out?
no, that was it. It seems to just be hanging now from wherever the tendrils were attached to. Kind of like how a spider will block off the entry to its lair. Kind of like that.
I want to try to do something a little bit... How do I want to phrase this? Because the fact that we've seen, like, this weird vein webbing with stuff pulsating through it there, and we've seen these countermeasures. Can I have Rose try... Can I have Rose try to make some kind of check about... I'm just trying to get a sense what the system of this place is of...
Okay.
Because there's a lot... There's like some weird, almost biological stuff going on here that is starting to intrigue Rose.
Okay. Now, what are you trying to think about? Like, what are you trying to put together here? Like, anything specific? Or are you trying to make a connection with something?
Basically, the fact that there were those weird vein things, and also...
They're still there. They're just kind of hanging from where they were attached.
Right, so still there, and also the other sort of countermeasures there almost kind of has Rose start thinking they're almost acting like antibodies. Like this thing almost starting to think like we're the disease coming through here.
Okay, now I want you to roll an Arcana for that.
All right.
Naira, please.
Phrase is just going to mention if we are doing this.
As you're thinking more and more about that, Rose, you're starting to realize that this is not so much that thing is the antibody and you're the virus. It's more like it's reacting as a virus would to a body. So whatever this thing is doing, it's damaging the area around it. So kind of the opposite of what you were thinking. Because as you can look around, you see that these veins are not meshing well with the walls. Like they're trying to dig in, but they're not quite doing it.
Naira.
I'm leaving this place now.
You're still under charm person, which is calming.
I'm still leaving.
That is fair.
And once they wear it off,
Naira, as you take a step there, you can start to finally see the room in full. It's quite bright, and there's something pulsing in the center of it. This room is massive, like a huge cavernous area. Along the walls, there are multiple little holes in the side that look to be almost like what you would put a coffin into. More importantly, you see massive jetting green crystals all around the outside as if they're starting to grow into the walls, and between them seem to be the same fleshy kind of tendrils that you saw with blocking your path. The entire ceiling is covered with the stuff. It is even pulsing like one would see with an organ. In the center of the room, however, you see a grouping of 4 pillars that seem to be encompassing the entirety of the room, surrounding what seems to be an ebbing mass of something in the center, with these more of those tendrils connecting the pillars into the center mass. And you see that there's no way out of this room, just the way you came in. And there is something that you all see in particular, not just Tiberius, but you see what seems to be almost blips and heat wave like signatures throughout the entire air, and the entire room just reeks of rotten flesh, in wild magic.
You mean home?
Well, we've seen the symptoms of this place so far, and now there's the fucking cancer in front of us.
Jelly bean, please. No, Kitty. Stop. Stop, Kitty. It doesn't seem to be doing anything at the moment. But the whirling vortex this pulsing mass just seems to be in the center of these pillars and these tendrils connecting it to the pillars. This is also where you can hear the humming in full, and it seems to be coming from this area. What do you do?
Please tell me this is jogging your memory, Pride.
Pride seems to be staring at all this and just slowly shaking his head. It's like, I've never seen anything like this. Never in my life. This is just... It's as if someone took the concept of my element and began to twist it into some sort of cancerous mass.
So we excise it.
The question is how.
Going to wait for Frias.
So the tendrils, right?
He fires the magic missile at the darkness.
I am firing one tendril at each, one magic missile at each of the tendrils.
Okay, go ahead and roll wild magic first.
Oh no.
And I need you all to roll initiative.
You magic assholes.
Alright, you're able to succeed, so hold on a second. Because I also gotta roll it for Pride. Because he does have his own character sheet.
How close was I to dying?
Now, magic missile only does 3 bolts.
No,
So-
I cast at level 2, which means I get an extra bolt.
Okay, so let me do something. Let me do this. Do this. And okay.
Of course, I'd be tied with Pride. God damn it. I don't know. I don't think you can get more perfect than that for Tiberius.
Okay, because this needs to have its own turn. They all get their own turns.
We're in danger.
Or Ralph Wiggum is what you're saying? I mean, it's not far from the truth, in all honesty.
That spread!
Mm-hmm.
That is almost literally every 5... Like
What the-
every interval of 5.
What the hell kind of bookie drew up these odds?
Okay, I gotta make sure I have the names so I know what each of them do, because they all do something different.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
And turn. That is pillar 3. Pillar 3 got a 20. And then I turn. Then also I gotta go into the GM layer and give this thing a turn.
Oh no.
Oh.
What do you mean, this thing? Nova, what are you doing? No, there's only the things here. Pillars and sinew. That's it.
Okay, I only got a 6. So let me... As you unleash a barrage of magic missiles, I would like you to roll damage, first of all.
Okay, so I will roll them individually so that we can assign it to the proper sinew. It's, I believe, 1d4 plus 1.
Okay. So this one will take 2. takes 5, 3, 4. Okay. As the bolts of magic hit into the tendrils, you see them kind of ebb and vibrate, and you just hear this horrific shrieking sound as you see all 4 of the tendrils begin vibrating, and something begins to open up in the center mass.
Reyes, what's going on?
And hold on.
I love how he's like, Freeze, you didn't.
And you see something begin to form in the center.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Music has been changed. Begin combat. Nye, you're first.
Oh, for the love of...
Please enjoy the music that's been handpicked for this.
I'm just picturing Nye being like, Glacius, you owe me double time for this.
I have a reassignment for this.
Using Lucky? What are you using Lucky for? Okay, you're going to go right to the pillar. Okay, cool.
I hope 23 hits at this level. Holy crap.
That hits. That hits. Very easily. Go ahead and roll damage.
I can get my sneak attack with this because it has an action, right, Nova?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Right, you click on the short sword part. And then roll the
Okay.
DC.
That counts as a nice little chunk of damage. So let me put that. And it seems to have chipped off a little bit of the crystal that seems to be keeping this thing stable.
So that's 16 damage.
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
So I got a math, and that. So the thing seems to have been chipped up. You can take a nice little chunk of damage off of it with your sword as you kind of just stab it in and kind of wrench it almost. Alright. Is that the end of your turn, or do you want to do something else?
That's it for now.
Okay. Pillar 3. The pillar that you just stabbed seems to start to begin to hum with an odd amount of energy, and you can kind of see the veins that's attached to the center, eye, begin to almost funnel in some sort of energy as you see a kind of a beam begin to form on the crystal face aimed at you. And let me make sure I have the spell right. Okay.
Oh.
So I need you to... Okay, it needs to make a ranged attack, so... Does a 12 hit?
Yep.
Okay, you kind of see this beam of sickly green light kind of aim towards you. It still hits you, however, and you kind of feel this draining strength as it casts a Ray of Enfeeblement on you. You only take about half damage. So what is the damage on this? Oh wait, no, hold on. On hit, the target takes only half damage of weapon attacks strength. Okay, never mind. It since it failed, you kind of feel the beam hit you and nothing happens. Okay, I read that wrong, so nothing happens. Pride's turn, and he has only about 30 foot of movement speed. So he uses his bonus action to actually hide, so let me roll his stealth.
Oh good, your friend has left us.
So,
This is not the time, Tiberius.
and he will then start moving. You can still see him, it's mostly he's stealthing through these things, so. And then
No, he's gone.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Gone forever.
Tibbs.
Huh. Did the magic missiles seem like they hurt the sinew?
Yes, they hurt the tendrils. They seem to be a little bit more weakened, but it doesn't seem to be enough.
So I believe the term is second verse, same as the first.
Okay.
4 more missiles. I'm actually going to do 2 on this one and 2 on this one.
Okay,
Actually, you
go
know
ahead.
what? 2 on this one and 2 on this one, the further ones.
Okay, go ahead and roll wild magic.
Oh.
Yes.
Ah.
Oh, okay. So let me go ahead. Sadly, as you begin to try to conjure up magic missile, you realize that something has gone terribly wrong as your magic begins to spark out of control.
Not now.
And kind of like how you did back when you tried to cast thaumaturgy to increase your voice pattern to alert people into a building, you cast detect thoughts on yourself.
Not again.
And in that moment, you actually surprisingly don't hear much, but you start hearing this crazed muttering and breathing on the back of your subconscious coming from this thing. So I need you to roll a wisdom save.
You said wisdom, right?
Wisdom.
Oh, good.
And you succeed. You kind of push past this thing that seems to be clawing at the edge of your mind itself, trying to tell you to kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself, over and over and over again. And you kind of push it back like, no, I'm too beautiful to die. What the hell is this thing on about? Is that your turn? You gonna move, or...?
I'm not getting closer to that. Are you well?
Pillar 1.
That would be a hell and a no.
Pillar 1 doesn't seem to do anything. It seems to almost hum for a few seconds, but then nothing. Frius.
No, that won't work. Okay, there's not much I really can do, so... 5, 10, 15, 20, 25... 30... I'm guessing that's not close enough to hit the pillar.
Since it's huge, you can still hit it.
Oh, I need to check
Now,
out
these things are
that
big.
effect.
These things are huge.
Well then, I would like to do a little... Oh wait, is that bonus or ledge? Well, that is bonus. Okay, I will cast a fun little spell.
I need you to roll wild magic.
Oh no,
Oh, yes!
I completely forgot.
How? I just cast 2 spells. God damn.
Oh, I'm perfectly fine.
You're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
And I'm gonna try whacking it with a magic stick.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna roll the two-handed variant because that's basically... It turns it from a D6 to a D8, so...
Okay. Go ahead and do that. It hits!
Hey.
I mean, you'd have to literally be Stormtrooper to not hit this thing. Nice. You kind of go for the area that Nye had already kind of carved a little bit out of, and just crack into it to chop off more of the crystal. Almost like you're cutting down a tree, almost. And you can kind of see that there's a crack now forming through the midsection of it.
Oh, good. Okay. Nope. No, that's all I can do for right now.
Okay. And you all kind of see as the eye opens up a little bit wider, and you see the veins starting to pull energy from each of the pillars as the eye gets wider and wider. And, okay, I need to look up the spell because I wasn't sure what it is. I forgot to bring it up. So, and you can kind of see the green energy begin to emanate from the eye itself as it uses its bonus action to inflict cause fear over all of you. I need you all to make a DC Wisdom save.
Oh.
You just see this pulsing ring of green emanate from the center here and wash all over all of you. Okay. Gotta roll for greed. Not greed, pride. Too many sins, I swear.
I have to use lucky on this. It's my last lucky.
I mean, you didn't need it, but yeah, you all succeed, and you kind of feel this thing trying to push you back almost, trying to force you to run. And in fact, all of you hear in the back of your heads, leave. But it doesn't affect any of you.
No.
That was its bonus action. And it begins to again pull energy from what seems to be these tendrils, and what was it again? Okay. It seems to turn its attention toward you, Nye. And it's going to make... It's going to make an attack against you. As a 9 hit.
No.
You see this beam that starts green but then becomes red shoot out at you, but it misses you entirely and instead hits the wall. And you kind of see the flesh tendrils on the wall begin to shrivel up a little bit as if something's being drained from it. Now it's Pillar 2. Pillar 2 does... Okay. Where is Pillar 2? Pillar 2 kind of just sits there and hums. Doesn't do anything.
Gross.
I'm up then. Hello?
Yes, you're up.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're up.
Okay. Alright, I need to do something real quick. How much move do I have? Okay. Roses. I'll go back to my selection tool. There we go. Rose is going to move right all the way over to here, full 30 feet. And is going to pull out the remnants of that gemstone blade that was picked up earlier on the surface.
Okay.
Oh, God, this damn well better work. And it's going to try casting spiritual weapon.
Alright, go ahead and roll me wild magic.
Alright, okay, I thought that was in the description, but we'll do this first. Oh! It wasn't a 1!
It wasn't a 1, that's good. So you got a 14. Okay, Rose, you start to try to channel some magic into these pieces of blade, but you kind of notice that the magic isn't taking for some reason, and instead, you begin to notice that they begin to vibrate. And you get a bad feeling in your stomach, so I need you to make a dex save. Let me go look at what Shatter does.
Did you say Shatter?
Okay, you succeeded. However, you soon realize that as you drop the blade and try to get away from it, a ringing clash echoes from the blade and kind of shatters it into pieces, as you've accidentally cast Shatter at second level, at the second level on this. So you take only half of the coming damage.
Oh, lovely.
What's the radius of Shatter?
That was a 3d8 thunder damage. So, that's actually, well, no, it's wind damage. I believe fires are also resilient to wind. So 7. You only take 3 points of damage.
Whoa.
Learn to stab stuff. Forget this magic crap.
But you only take 3 points of damage as you kind of feel like this clasping, thunderous roar kind of echoes from the blades and tries to cut through you, but you kind of shake it off a little bit like, ugh, what the hell?
Now is not the time to have my metaphorical eardrums blown out.
Alright, so Various is going to... let's see. So many things that I have to have up. And Various is going to attack attack this one.
Okay.
But it's with magic, so I'm just gonna go ahead and roll it.
Yeah, just in case. You're fine.
Okay. So, is it going to...
That will hit very easily. So go ahead and roll damage, and I'll also put a marker on it so you guys get advantage on its next hit.
So that's also radiant damage.
That's doubled, actually. You kind of cast Guiding Bolt, you kind of unleash this flash of light energy because you kind of get an idea that if this is negative energy, maybe, just maybe this might work. And as you kind of unfurl this blast of light, you just see it kind of not just pass through the crystal, but it melts just this circle through the center of it, completely just eradicating the center portion of this thing. It's still standing, however. So that's a whopping 36 damage.
32.
32. Okay. But yeah, this pillar is looking incredibly worn down.
Various sort of looks at their paws, looks at the crystal.
Yeah, it's got a hole through it now.
And also, is there a way for Bellowa to make double movement without attacking?
Yes, he can take the dash action, which allows him to move double.
Okay, so...
So if he has 30 feet of movement, if he takes the dash action, he can move 60. Or he can start flying. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, but flying, I think, actually is slower than... than...
Okay. Okay.
And that's my turn.
Pillar 4. It kind of does the same thing as the other two pillars that did nothing did. It kind of lets out this humming sound and then does nothing. At the top of the round, Freyas in particular, you notice that these veins seem to be supplying not only the towers, but the eye with power. Not only that, but it seems to be that they're picking up in frequency.
Oh no.
Naira, your turn. Also, another thing, you've noticed that even though it's been able to cast magic, for some reason it's not affected by the wild magic. Just a little.
I must consume it. I mean, nothing.
Okay, I am going to try to stab the tower again because my friend's in there.
You gonna try to stab the tower again?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh!
Yeah, that's... Holy shit, Nye. Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit.
I am done with this place.
You know what I'm doing? Jesus.
The calmest aggression in the world is often the scariest.
Alright, go ahead and roll damage. We'll take the highest, so that's going to be actually 10. And then the sneak, so that's 16. Very nice. So let me take the 10 off, so it's going to be that. Then...
Also, you don't really need it, but you had... That
Advantage.
counted as the... Yeah, at
Guiding
advantage,
bolt.
but I think you're good.
I think you could.
Always
But,
take more damage.
But you can kind of see that there's pieces of this tower now falling to the ground and turning into the kind of the mercury kind of looking puddles now, but it's still standing, just barely, almost as if it's being held up by the tendons.
I'm going to tell me to go after those tendons because they'll be next.
Alright.
Also,
Is that your turn?
you'll need to take the little
Yes.
sign off of it.
Mm-hmm. That's right, because it was already attacked, so... Pillar 3, and it's got 3 targets now. However, it still sees Nye as the main threat here, so I
One.
need you to...
Why ever 4?
I need you to roll. Actually, it's just a ranged attack. Okay. I was like, does she have to roll a con save or anything? No, that's just a ranged attack. It's a 14 hit. Nye? Does a 14 hit, Nye?
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay. You begin to see another beam kind of forming from inside of this crystal. It's kind of almost pulling its shards together as it fires out this beam, and it does hit you now. But you feel as if your strength has been drained. Because you've been hit by Ray of Enfeeblement, your melee attacks now only do half damage.
No!
At the end of each of your turns, you can make a con save to make it stop.
Okay.
But that is its turn. So now your attacks only do half damage until you're able to shake it off. Pride, he's going to use his full movement to kind of get up to this tendon. And he's still in hide, so that's all he does. Tibbs.
Just posted something in the chat there, and wild magic, I guess.
Okay. Roll wild magic. Okay, you're fine.
I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb, and because it's Tibbs,
Mm-hmm.
3. 3 is... Let me take a look
Now,
at the spell
what
here.
element are you casting it at?
That's why I had to roll the 1d4, you see.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 1d5, damn it. Okay, so I have to reroll that. Give me a second.
Okay, no problem.
Acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison or thunder. So it is 1d6, so...
Okay.
1.
Alright, what is 1?
Cold. Sorry, acid. It's acid.
Okay. So, where are you casting it at?
This tendon.
Okay. So, let me double check its resistances. Okay, cool. Yeah, the acid seems to affect the tendon quite easily, so go ahead and roll damage.
3d8.
Oh yeah, you kind of see the acid begin to burn through the tendrils and they snap. But they haven't detached from anything, but they indeed do snap. And you see the glow of this crystal tower begin to dull. And after you actually hear the snap, you hear the center eye shriek.
I think the tendons are the thing we're supposed to kill.
Okay.
Pillar 1. Pillar 1 doesn't sense anything near it, so it's not going to do anything. Frius.
Can I get... Is it possible to walk through the tendons that just snapped?
Yes.
And I'm hoping the pillar isn't too sentient. Oh, there's a roller.
The pillar might not be, but the eye is. Just as a warning.
Okay, then let's... Oh yeah, that'll be enough.
Okay.
First thing first, I'll turn into a black bear.
Oh, okay. Bar.
Is that a fucking
And-
bear?
What the hell is a bear?
And then taking dash as the bonus action, run over to this one, and since that was both my action and bonus action, just stare at it.
It's this big black bear stare. Since one of the tendons has been cut, the eye seems to look actually quite perturbed at this. You can actually see it narrowing as it begins to pump energy from the three other tendons, the three unbroken ones. And then it begins to kind of almost scan the room at all of you, as it sort of looks toward Frius.
Oh my god.
I need you to make a con saving throw, as you feel this wash of negative energy begin to start to flow over you, as you see this energy kind of pulsing out from the eye.
It was con, right?
Con save.
The bear has a +2.
Let's hope that's enough.
20 +2. Oh, there it is.
What is the DC on this? You just barely made it, so you're only going to take half damage as it casts Blight on you.
Oh, good.
That is a D8.
Oh!
Oh!
So you only took 21 points of damage. Of necrotic damage. So
I
you kind
am
of feel
instantly
this,
out of bear form and take 2 points of damage to my health pool.
you kind of feel this necrotic energy settle on you, and it just rips into your very energy itself, and kind of almost. You see this horrific sight as the bear's skin rots away as it peels off of you. It's almost terrifying to look at.
So I got a question. Is the eye actually an object, or is it just like a projection?
It is an object. It's kind of projected. It's actually inside of this big mass in the center of the room that's being tethered to by these tendons.
Is it accessible?
Yes. And it's not done yet, by the way. As seeing this, it also looks to the rest of the group. And once again, its eye goes wide as you feel a pulse of energy through the entire room. I need you all to make a wisdom save.
Why wisdom?
Because this is what it does.
Oh no.
Oh, God, Rose. Tips. After kind of witnessing what it's done so far and all the strange, the almost terrifying behaviors of it being able to cast kind of these necrotic looking spells and just the visual of everything else, Rose and Tibbs are now feared, and they must use their action to either roll a wisdom save to overcome the fear or spend their dash action to get far away from this thing. So you're both now feared. Where's the... Let's use that one. Oh, that's Various. That was the wrong bunny. Sorry. It's okay. There we go. Pillar 2. It just sits there and kind of hums and doesn't do anything. Rose, you have been feared. You can go ahead and make a wisdom save to fight it off, or you must spend your turn running away from this thing.
I will try to take the save.
Okay. This will take your action.
Really?
You failed. Now you have to run.
All right.
Yeah.
So is it my normal movement or a dash in this case?
Since you tried to use your action to fight against it, it's only gonna be a normal movement.
All right.
So you just kind of witnessed Frias's bear form being literally peeled away like a goddamn rotting banana, and you're like, yeah, nope, no, just run. But since it's the end of your turn after you've fled, you are no longer overcome by fear. It only lasts one turn.
So how does charge work in this game?
Let me look it up. 5E charge. You must move at 10 feet during the charge. Your entire charge, both allotted movement and movement taken, part of the charge action, must be a straight line, no curving. And basically you have to charge at least 10 feet, and it has to be in a straight line.
Okay, so...
That's it. As an action, you may move up to your speed and attack as part of the same action. You gain advantage on the attack roll. So this charging also allows you to gain advantage.
Alrighty, so Belva is going to charge.
Okay, where is he charging? Okay, interesting.
And is gonna, after seeing what happened to Frias, is going to take a swing at this eye.
Okay, you can try.
Love it when the GM says that. You can try.
But as you're going to charge into this thing and try to almost ram into it and kind of just claw at it, you realize something stops you. You run face first in what seems to be a wall of these massive tendrils as they rise up around the core and push you back, before the tendrils return to their position of being tethered to the pillars.
Ah.
If I remember, he still has another attack.
I don't think that I get that since I charged.
Okay. I think charge just takes your movement. No, it takes an action. Okay.
Yeah, so Various is going to, since this one snapped, Various is going to go ahead and try another guiding bolt on this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this over with.
Okay. No, you're fine.
Oh no!
You're almost kind of a little distracted by everything, Various. You're kind of starting to put two and two together that maybe these tendons are what's protecting the central core of it all, as well as feeding it power. But as you're starting to make these connections, you don't realize that you're not quite aiming exactly where you're supposed to be aiming.
I feel like I'm Pride's hiding, and I can't see.
Well, here's the thing: is that you don't hit anything. Actually, your guiding bolt more or less hits the ceiling and kind of fizzles out against the kind of pulsing veins up there, and you kind of look up like, "Oh crap!" You just were not paying attention. Is that it?
Yep.
Pillar 4, Frius. Since you've come into its range, it starts to begin to pull energy from the center eye through the veins that it's connected to. What does Pillar 4 do? Ah, okay. Pillar 4 begins to... It seems to be charging up some sort of necrotic energy, but it's not aimed at you. And it begins to cast Inflict Wounds on the damaged tendon.
Oh, no.
So, let me double check the damage on this.
No. No.
So I think you have to actually make an attack against that, so... It actually fails. Funny enough. But you see it begin to conjure up this necrotic energy, trying to cast it into the broken tendon, but it seems to fall short and fizzle. And that's its turn.
Naira, you got this.
No, I don't.
All the faith.
I mean, you've gotten 2 crits this entire session, so I think you're pretty good. Seriously, good god, 2 crits. What do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to take out that pillar.
Okay. That will hit. Wow, okay. Actually, you just re-rolled your short sword, by the way. You may want to roll damage.
There we go.
Okay, 8. Okay. This pillar definitely seems to be on its last legs. It's just barely being held together. Almost as if it's starting to crumble, but it still has some energy inside of it. Pillar 3 is going to do the exact same thing as Pillar 4 was trying to do, and it begins to try to cast Inflict Wounds on the broken tendon, ignoring you.
Do I have to roll to get rid of the enfeeblement?
I believe since it's casting magic, it doesn't have Warcaster, you can do an opportunity attack on it.
Okay, I will do that.
I mean, it is a motion.
That will hit! It starts, basically the pillars will start to glow with magic before they start casting something. And yeah, you kind of see it begin starting to try to channel energy into the tendon it was connected to try to heal it, and you're like, oh, hell no. And you just carve through the last remaining crystals as the tower completely collapses.
Whew.
And with that, also, that tendril dissipates.
Nice.
Alright, I'm moving in for the next hill.
Okay, cool. Which means it's now Pride's turn. And Pride is going to come out of stealth, and he's going to attack the tendon in front of him. So he is going to roll with his short sword. That's going to hit. It's going to do 5. And he's going to... if I do... Yeah, oh wow. So he kind of sees this thing's already kind of been damaged a little bit, and you see him pull out this blade from under his coat, and he just slices through the midsection of it, and it breaks. And once again, as the thing is severed, the eye lets out this pained shriek. And he's then going to use his bonus action to hide. I've totally not played a rogue. Hey! Tibbs!
I'm just going to try and fight fleeing, because if I flee, I'm going towards those black things that can crush me.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a wisdom saving throw. This
Wisdom,
is probably,
yes.
This is probably a waste of effort.
Yeah. For a few seconds, you kind of feel like you're overwhelmed with the urge to run, but then you kind of remember this thing was telling you to kill yourself in the back of your head, and you're like, no, I'm up above that. I can do better than that. No. You have flashbacks of your mother like, no, no. And you overcome the fear effects.
Goodness. So I get an action.
Yes.
I'm going to use my other level 1 spell to do an orb at this thing. Again, because I have to roll wild magic first.
Mm-hmm. That's wild magic. Oh,
Yay.
no. Wait, why did I roll 200? Sorry, let me re-roll that.
Is
Where'd you
38
get roll
good?
that?
I'll take 38 if it's good.
38 is not good.
Oh, okay.
What was 16? I mean, if you want to cast blindness on yourself and take necrotic damage, then sure.
No.
Okay, never mind, because this is actually better. You begin to start to try to cast your spell, but then you realize that something's gone wrong and your energy has shifted, and for the next minute, the energy type of all of your spells is now fire.
Am I a flaming rabbit?
Yes.
What's been done to me?
I mean, it's better than taking necrotic damage. Pillar 1. It, for a moment, felt like it sensed pride, so it's going to try to scan the area to try to find him. And it fails. And then does nothing.
Alright, this is gonna be ultra fun on my half. I'm casting 2 spells this round.
Oh no. So roll your wild magic.
So for the first one... Oh,
You're
good.
fine, yeah. Healing Spirit, interesting.
Can I get a little fae or imp or
Yeah.
whatever sitting right pretty between Naira and I?
Yeah, I don't think I have a token for that, so I think I'll just...
Yeah, generic token.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking for something. Do I have any generic tokens? Just seeing if I have anything. Perfect! Let's use this little thing. Here you go.
Oh my goodness, it's the baby!
You remember that, Jin? You see this little kind of black pixie looking thing? It looks more like a cat. It just kind of appears.
A friend.
It's a friend.
And first thing I'm going to do is step into its circle, and because
Nice.
I've entered it for the first time this round, 1d6 of healing.
Alright, go ahead and cast that.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh,
So-
wow. Yeah.
I get 6 points of healing. Oh, thank goodness. I was very worried. And then move
So
out of
let
its
me allow
range.
you to also control it. So let me put it into your control.
Yeah, because I could technically move it.
There you go. Okay, so now you should be able to move it.
And then before I cast the next one, I'll tell Naira, hey, just give a little pat or touch them, and you'll get a nice heal for that round.
Okay.
And then time to roll again, because I don't think a stick will be effective against tendrils, and this is
If you remember from
unfortunately
your
magic.
notes, if you remember the notes, slashing seemed to do better.
Yeah, that's why I have to use magic, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I have a slashing weapon. I do not. Yeah, I have to roll the spell to make it work.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
I forgot to ask, when we use a spell and wild magic happens, do we still lose that spell slot? I think so, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, what does Primal Savagery do?
I was was hoping to come up with a tag. Basically, it elongates my claws, or creates claws, and then I can slash with them using slashing damage.
Are you attacking the tendon?
Yes.
That hits. These things only have like an AC of like 2.
Okay.
They're very easy to hit. Oh yeah, you kind of begin to rake your claws through this thing, and they slice through just like a hot knife through butter, and they sever. And once again, you kind of actually see the center eye convulse at this as it lets out another shriek. Is that your turn? Or
Yeah.
you want to do something else?
That's both my attack, my bonus, and, well, actually, I do technically still have 20 foot of movement.
Mm-hmm. As far as you know, the tendrils in the towers can't do opportunity attacks.
Pillar falls on you. Opportunity attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep... Yeah, I think I'll start heading for the other one.
Okay.
Because being very close to each other is
Okay.
not working out. Yeah, I'll go up there.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
So, there. Yes, okay. I don't have anything sharp. I was hoping to rely on Bear.
Other than your wit.
Yeah, well, now for one round I had sharp claws. Didn't need any wit. Problem is, it's magic. Gosh, I'm just constantly getting Kirby vibes from this, not even what it's supposed to be.
It's an orb with an eye. It's definitely Kirby-esque.
Yeah, there's one enemy. I don't think they're pink, but they're like an amoeba, and they randomly get one eye and chase after you.
Oh.
Well, hey, look, we got a cute little creature on the field, and it does 1d6 of healing if you touch it. Because, good lord, that damage.
Yeah, unless it gets hit by that straight out, it's down.
That's not down. That is, for me, that'd be dead.
Really?
42 damage? If I wasn't in bear form, I'd be straight dead.
Huh.
Well, no,
Oh.
I'd be downed. I forgot I saved. If I didn't save, I think even with my bear form, I'd be dead.
Oh.
42 damage just barely puts me on the ground.
It's because you're full of bullshit.
That's why I don't go down to the ground. But I'm out of those.
Terribly sorry about that. Just got news that one of my aunts have died, so
Oh no!
Oh,
that's a fine.
Oh.
I didn't really know them, so.
Mm.
But anyway, back to the fight. So, you guys have pissed this thing off, but it doesn't seem to be able to pull as much energy in as before, as it begins to start to drain from the only tower it's currently connected to. And it looks at Belua and decides to cast Blindness and Deafness on it.
I thought it was still connected to 3 towers.
Mm-hmm. However, since it seems to be weakened and it seems one of the towers is down, it has to roll wild magic.
Take that eye.
That's not a good thing. It could kill us instantly.
it gets wish.
It succeeds. It succeeds. It's safe.
Can
So-
you
I
tell?
don't know. What
Why
does
doesn't-
Belua need to do?
Okay. It's going to try to blind Belua, so you need to make a con saving throw.
Not sure why the advantage is on, but
I'll take the first roll. Yeah, he succeeds. It seems to try to create some clouds of darkness around Belua's head, but Belua kind of just swats it away, like kind of swatting a fly. And then it's going to use its bonus action to once again create a pulse of green energy, so I need you all to make a wisdom save. No. I heard that no.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh no.
Oh god, very... Oh?
Cool.
Everyone but Various has made their save. Oh.
No, Various.
no.
Alright, Various, you are now over... Oh wait, hold on, Various. You have Pride's Ring on. Roll at advantage. It's a negative effect.
Do I just roll a second time and we
Yeah,
take
just
whichever?
roll a second time and I'll take the highest.
Eh!
You make the save. Okay, none of you are feared. So it's like, wait a second, you have Pride's Ring on. And that's all it can do. Pillar 2. No one's nearby. It kind of hums and doesn't do anything. However, it seems to be that way for a few seconds before it starts to cast Inflict Wounds on one of the injured tendrils. That's 1d20. Does it hit? Does not. Wow, they're rolling really low.
I'm
was
fine
actually-
with that.
I was actually really concerned about this encounter, but they're rolling really low. Alright, Gross.
Okay.
You're feeling a little bit more steeled after it tried to basically push you away.
So I've got a question.
Sure.
Do the pillars have to roll wild magic?
They don't.
Alright, you know what? The first time went so well, I'm gonna try to cast Spiritual Weapon again.
Alright, go for it. Wild magic. Alright, you're good?
Alright. Rose just looks towards this mask there, and their eyes are, at this point, they're just very much in pissed off mode at this point. And will basically slam their hands together there. It's like, oh, this is gonna suck. And focuses for a moment there before basically pulling out of one of their arms this like long blade with only like half a crossguard on there, and it's dripping with lava, and it's going to form it over here, kind of in between the pillar and the tendons.
Okay. I don't really have a token for that, so let's see what I've got.
Another cat.
God damn it, Nye.
I don't really have an icon, so what I'm gonna do is just gonna kind of draw a shape out that will act as kind of a marker for it. So it'll be this marker. So hopefully no. Actually, no. Wait, hold on. Let me do this better. Delete that. I really need to make shapes and stuff like that for this kind of thing. So I'm just gonna make kind of like a little stick thing. That's all I got. Can't really do much with it, but yeah, there we go.
Alright,
Spiritual weapon.
Alright, and then as it comes in the bean, I'm gonna have it attack the tendon and Pride went after.
It's already broken.
Burn. Okay, so focusing on the pillar instead then.
Okay, go ahead and roll for its attack. That does not hit.
Ow.
Not the pillar. It kind of, you see the weapon kind of wind up and try to break into the pillar, but you just hear it tink as it bounces off. It didn't swing up enough.
Alright, well, at least that's on the field now. Yeah, that's gonna, I think that's my turn there. Let me just double check. Oh, wait, that... That's actually technically considered a bonus action, casting Spiritual Weapon. So in that case, pulling out the crossbow is going to fire on the pillar then.
Okay.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Really?
Oh, yeah, you kind of fire the pillar, but you kind of misjudge how big the thing is, and you see the bolt kind of just fly past it into the wall. Alright, who is that? That's Az. You okay?
Oh, I was drinking. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering if your microphone was okay. Various! You've kind of put two and two together that maybe severing the tendons might help you in this.
Yeah. Really likes to hide my tools. So. So let me go ahead and oops. I think it was this one. And is going to sorry.
You're okay.
Okay. Is going to try guiding bolt against the remaining intact
Cool.
tendons.
Alright, go ahead and roll for that. Roll wild magic first. Oh wow. Okay, so that's gonna be an automatic crit, by the way.
Yay!
So go ahead and roll the skill, but just do it for the damage, and then we'll double it. Okay, go ahead and roll the damage. Wow, okay. In fact, for a 100, specifically, you kind of hold your hand out, kind of determined to focus this time, but you focus a little almost too hard, and instead of just a bolt, you let out this ray of light that sears through the tendon and vaporizes it. You did double its health. As you're eating your microphone. Hey.
Me again? Oh,
You're eating your
hold on.
microphone. You're eating your microphone.
No, it's
Okay. In fact, as you kind of see the tendon fizzle and break apart, the tower also crumbles.
Oh!
better.
Much better.
Okay.
There's only 2 towers remaining. You basically wiped out that burst of magic that you did. Essentially sent a ripple through that vein into the tower, and they just were annihilated. That's the power of 100 with this wild magic table.
If that's the power of 100, I'm really scared of the power of a 1.
You've gotten a 1. You almost killed Tips with it.
This is true.
Pillar 4. Pillar 4 begins to start to glow and begins to cast inflict wounds on its own tendon. But it tries, but it's unable to get power from the core, so it sort of just hums there and does nothing. You literally just see this beam just vaporized.
Oh, I'll just go sever those tendons and whoa.
It just got Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Literally.
Game.
Right. Now it's your turn.
Okay, I am going to try to kill this tendon.
It's already been severed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Don't
there's
forget
nothing
about the
I can do
healer.
anymore than I guess?
Both of the tendons have been severed. Yeah, that's what the little token means.
Okay. Now I'm over this tower.
Okay, go for it.
Did you walk through that little thing? Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, you got some healing then.
1d6. Or do I roll it, or would they roll it?
I think you roll it, since you're the maker of it. Though I don't think Naira's damaged. I
No,
think.
it's not damage. Just took enfeebling, but
Okay.
she walked that off. So
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, 18 will hit. 5 piercing. 4 sneak, that's 9. Not bad. This one hasn't been damaged, so it's more of like you kind of just chipped at it at this point.
yeah.
This one hasn't really been damaged much. Anything else?
I am going to. No, I think that's it for now.
Okay. Right. Pride is going to use his stealth to run up to this pillar. And he's going to start cutting away at it. As well, he's going to come out of his hide, so he's going to short sword it. Mm-hmm. I kind of figured that's exactly what you were going for, and I like that. That will hit. And yeah, he just kind of carves a nice little kind of a chip into this particular pillar. So let me make sure I do the math right. That's 17. Okay, 83. So this pillar is now taking some damage. Tibbs!
Alright. I'm going to spend 2 sorcery points to get back a level 1 spell as a bonus action.
Alright. Now remember, all your spells have been aspected to fire.
Yep. Which is why Chromatic Orb is going to get extra fun.
Mm-hmm.
Stay closer, because that means you can hit better.
So go
No
ahead.
wild magic.
You're good? You're good?
And just to check Chromatic Orb here.
Mm-hmm. Oh! I mean, that was a pretty badass moment.
Oh, yeah,
that was
I want-
badass. That was pretty cool. The dice giveth, but the dice also taketh.
Yeah.
Well, my roll would be plus my charisma modifier, right?
Yes. And since you're already aspected the fire, it's going to be forced into fire. That hits.
Okay, so 3d8 fire damage.
Mm-hmm. Explosion! That's pretty bad. That's not bad. You kind of just unfurl this blast of kind of just fire. You probably weren't aiming for fire, but you just kind of just see this ball of fire erupt into the crystal itself. And it takes 8 points of damage. So let's see. I got a math. That is 3. Okay. Downside of being a DM, math. And is that your turn?
Unfortunately, I've used my bonus action, my movement action, and my action, so yes.
Okay. Pillar 1. Pillar 1 is, once again, going to kind of do the same thing as the other pillar tried to do, but it seems to lack the energy to do so without being tethered. Alright, Frius.
Well, first action is going to be move up here. Oh, geez, measuring. Oh, heck yeah. I'm going to force that little creature to stand in my square so I get another 1d6 of healing, because that
good.
42 was very scary.
And you've actually noticed that ever since you guys have been cutting and taking down the towers, it's been getting weaker and weaker. So it might not be able to do that anymore.
And then just gonna give it all the actual tower, not the tendons, a good old boppy bop with the magic stick.
Okay. That's a crit.
Yes.
You got this.
That is a crit.
Don't sing
Wait,
that
what?
line.
No.
I will take the highest. That's 7 plus 7. That's a 14. 'Cause I double damage. I don't just double dice. Yeah, minus. So you just kind of. Oh, nice. That's not the best number there. So you just kind of wind up your staff. You kind of do just kind of a jump and just bring it down on the kind of the weak points that Nye's already created, and just crack a big chunk of this crystal right on off.
And that's all I can do because moving this healing spirit is my bonus action, so. Well done.
It begins to channel energy from the ground itself, not from the tendons, and it looks at you, Frias. And it's going to make a melee attack against you. Well, it's a melee swing, but the actual thing is... That's gonna hit!
Yeah.
You see this green energy begin to siphon through the ground into you, and you feel your life force draining away. And that is 3d6 necrotic.
Hey, guess what? I remembered something fun. Can I counter back with Hellish Rebuke?
You can, but first, it drains 9 hit points from you, and immediately the energy enters into one of the tendons, healing it. That tendon has reattached. Go ahead and cast Hellish Rebuke, though.
Do I have to roll wild magic, though?
Yes.
It's worth the risk. Still
Yeah,
worth
you're
the
fine.
risk.
Where'd it go?
And you're going to cast Hellish Rebuke on the anchor itself.
It has to be the one that attacked.
It doesn't hit.
Fair enough.
But
Well,
that
there's my
tendon has
one
been
free
healed.
one for the day.
And it's going to use its bonus action to once again let out a pulse of green energy. So you all need to make the wisdom save. Remember various to roll at advantage. Damn!
I don't know what's going on in this session.
You guys are rolling so well. I was actually worried about this boss, about a TPKing you, okay? I was really worried.
Look at Rose too! Like,
yeah, you all succeed. You kind of once again feel that wave of energy, and it just kind of fizzles away. That's its turn. But yeah, one of the tendrils has been healed.
Okay. I'll say just for flavor, because that was a crit save. Rose just lets out like this plume of wave of heat, almost like a sauna from around them, and just eyes just go full on inferno looking at this thing.
Cool. All right, I'll go for it. Yeah, hell yeah.
You are not our god.
Oh.
And with that, it's going to use bonus action to make the lava blade attack this pillar first.
Okay, go ahead and roll for attack. Oh Jesus! Yeah, that hits. That's gonna hit.
All right. Oh, okay, so this is how we have to roll damage. I think so. Hold on. It's weird how roll 20 uses spiritual weapon. Oh no, ignore that. I was trying to pull up description.
Okay, yeah, just go ahead and roll the damage. I think you just
you
got
got
weapon.
rid of your nat
Okay.
one.
Yeah, it's one.
You purged it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. 1d8 plus spellcasting modifier. Got it.
So
Okay.
go ahead and roll that. Yeah.
Plus 5.
All right, nice little chunk of damage. And indeed, the heat seems to be helping as it just kind of cuts right through the crystalline nature of this pillar, and you can kind of see it dripping almost like a mercury-like substance out of it into the ground.
All right, and then main action. Draw this real quick. All right, cool. Rose is going to go in a sprint down here, and is going to cast Guiding Bolt on the south pillar.
Okay, go ahead. You're fine? God,
Do it.
your rolls are so good tonight, guys. Damn.
Do it.
Oh!
Do it. Do it. Do
Let's see how much damage this does. Dear God. Okay, so I'm gonna take the 17. So 17. Alright, so 17 times 2. 34 times 2 again. So how would you like to do this, Ghost?
Guiding bolt for the win this session.
How would you like to do this?
Still going to sprint at it. Rose just kind of just almost, their hand just turns into a fist there, and just holding up the other head, just comes to like a almost like a screeching halt there, almost like a base runner. And will say things like, "You're a disease, and we're the goddamn scalpel." And it's just going to like punch the energy at it.
And as the energy kind of just collides with this tower, you see it just literally disintegrate. Kind of like when you see Thanos snap something away, and it's just deleted. Along with the tendril.
This is the second time this happened to Prius. They were going for it, just disappeared. And from the same spell, too.
I just want to let you know you guys are not done. Jesus, though. Jesus Christ, though, Rose. Okay, yeah, various. It seems like you guys are winning.
Now, that's hot.
Oh, dang it, rubble.
Thought that counts.
That does not count. Alright, Various, you're up. It's like everything that Frius goes toward to attack all of a sudden vanishes. It's like her?
We'll have to see if I'm... Various looks a little bit drained from that one blast. Takes aim at this one with another guiding bolt. I'm gonna... Of course, we're getting cocky now, so this isn't... Oh! And I think this is my last one.
I'll hit. All damage. Oh yeah, okay, 17, so double that. That's 34. And unlike the last time, sadly, this doesn't completely burn a hole, like a big giant hole through it, but it does take off a good top of the tower. It just kind of, essentially melts some of it away. So that is... Okay. So that's down to that. You guys are doing a good job.
Meanwhile, Belua is going to...
Oh, sorry, go ahead and do Bellua's turn.
Bellua's just gonna move
Okay.
within reach of both the eye and the tendril, just in case it
Okay.
gets healed.
Alright, cool. Alright, Naira. There's one pillar left.
I cannot reach that. But I can reach the eye.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to attempt to stab into the eye itself.
You can try.
Now the pillars are down, or almost all down.
Once again, just like with Bellua, you see the tendrils around it rise up to defend it and deflect your sword.
Yeah,
It was
that's all I
worth a
got for now.
shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Pride is once again going to go for the tower. So, this is short sword. Tat will... God damn. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's it. That, yeah. Okay. That definitely hits. He kind of cuts into it and starts to look like it's about to topple. Jesus Christ.
Finish it off.
Gonna tap into the last of the potential using 2 more sorcery points to give myself a first level spell again, and I'm going to magic missile the tower.
Alright.
Nice.
You're good. Alright, that's 6. 8. And that's enough. You kind of fire out your 3 bolts of magic, and they all kind of penetrate into the tower as it crumbles to the ground.
Precise.
Very precise. Was actually the exact amount. However, as the final tower falls, the creature lets out this piercing shriek as the eye itself sinks into the floor. But something's wrong. It's not going away. And you begin to all feel the ground rumble and shake as you feel something begin to emerge. Naira and Belua, I need you guys to make a dex saving throw.
Okay.
This is probably the shit.
Oh,
Oof.
God.
Oof.
And you kind of see these spike-like growths erupt from the ground and knock you both back 10 feet as something begins to rise from the ground.
Is this the final form?
You see
Oh,
this
no.
massive, spindly spider-like creature with eyes along every segment rise from the ground. And I need to re-roll its initiative.
Nova,
Welcome to phase 2!
Nova. We are having a long talk when this is done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought you didn't want to TPK us.
They said they hoped.
Alright, it's at 13. So it's actually going to be going after Pride. Alright, Tibbs, is that the end of your turn?
Oh, good. It's not dead. That's the end of my turn now.
You can tell that this thing is rather spindly and seems quite fragile, however.
Oh, I could make that easy.
Mm-hmm.
Run through the creature, because, hey, surprise, surprise, I want that free 1d6.
Nova, will we be able to take our break before we start the second phase of this?
Actually, yeah, do you guys want to take the break?
That sounds
I really
good.
like what I'm gonna get this.
So I'll go ahead and stop the music. So we'll take our break right now. And then we'll resume
Perfect.
after our break. Because, yeah, welcome to phase 2.
Dang it.
So, how long do we break?
I'd say 15 minutes, as
Alright.
usual.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you.
Alright, no problem. I actually need to refill my water, too.
On the upside, we can flank this thing.
That's
You
what I'm
can.
doing.
You can. Also, it is much weaker than its previous form. So it's a case of kill it before it kills you.
I'm a bop it.
Alright, so go ahead and take your break.